welcome to Yoga Chaitra. Today we've got a waking up the body class. So if you're actually just waking up for the day, this might be perfect. But also if you're just sort of feeling sluggish or slow moving right now and you want to stimulate the nervous system and get the blood moving, this might be great for you as well. So go ahead and grab your mat. We're about to begin. Here we go. All right, let's get started. Find a long, tall seat on your mat or in your space. Ooh, hips popping. Reaching the top of the head high to the sky, tailbone down to the earth. Check in with the breath. What's the rhythm this morning? Check in with the heart. What's the rhythm of the heart this morning? Coming together with the sound of Om 3 times. Let the vibration resonate throughout the body. This will be our first warm-up. It's like a full body stimulation. We're moving the blood. We're waking up the nervous system with the sound of Om, with the vibration of Om. Slow breath in. See if you can bring your awareness to the present moment, this here and now, space and time. And set down anything else. Just be here for the next 30 minutes or so. And bring the fingertips down to the side. As you're ready, you can lift the gaze. On an inhale, let's do wrist circles all the way up. And on an exhale, switch directions as you come down. I'm going to take my left hand and try and bring the forearm to the earth. And the whole forearm might not make it, so you might be hovering with the elbow a little above the ground. Or if you're feeling pretty open, you can bring the whole forearm to the earth, trying to keep that opposite sits bone down on the mat. Feeling that side stretch. And we'll keep the left arm, or whichever side you're on the earth. And let's reach the right arm up and over and just add to that side stretch a little tiny bit, keeping the spine long, letting the head reach across the room, maybe looking down if that feels beneficial. And then reach those right fingertips up and over to the other side. And same thing. I'm going to bring now my right side forearm towards the earth. Find your spot. Just let the elbow hover. And then maybe it reaches all the way down to the mat. That's a big opener. So if it's hovering above the mat, that's great. And just give time and maybe get deeper and lower into it. Left sits bone now, reaching and grounding down towards the earth as you reach across the room the opposite direction. And then I'm going to take my left arm and reach up and over, just adding on to that side stretch. And even as my fingertips go across the room, my shoulder stays low in the socket. And we'll bring it back up and over to the center. Okay, let's do some torso circles. Coming around. And reverse direction. Back up through the middle. Let's draw circles with the nose. So, being gentle with the neck, I'm just going to draw little circles one way and then the other way. And then if you feel like you can go a little bigger, up to you. We're going to reverse direction one more time. And then again, last time to get both sides with that bigger circle. And find your way back to center. And let's come through tabletop, palms under shoulders and knees under hips. Top of the head reaching one direction, tailbone towards the opposite. And checking that the belly doesn't just sink here, but really engaging with the abdominals and kind of gently tucking the tailbone. Reaching the right leg back, opening the back of the leg. Lift the right toe off the earth. Hold here. Just stay in this lifted leg pose for a moment. Bring it out to the right side and hold. Return back. And release down. Let's take a cat-cow in the middle. Moving through every vertebrae. And return to center. Again, checking the tailbone and using the abdominal muscles. Left heel goes back. Open the back of the leg. Lift the toe. Hold in this lift. And again, check the core. Check the lower back. No saggy bellies. Open it up to the left and hold for a breath. Return to center and making your way back down. Big toes touch. Let's sit back in the heels and allow ourselves to ease into child's pose. No strain, letting the earth hold the body. Maybe pressing into the fingertips and lifting the wrists and the palms up off the earth. Kind of clawing at the mat, getting into the shoulders a little bit. And we're going to press down through the palms. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, and find the first down dog of this class. Maybe pedaling out just ever so slowly, getting into the joints. Checking in with every part of your physical being right now. And then looking at the space between the hands, we're just going to walk into the fold. Just still getting started, so we're just going to hang and take it nice and slow. Bend the knees as much as you need to protect the lower back and hamstring muscles. And go ahead and shake the head yes, and shake the head no, to release the tension or just to release the muscles in the neck and shoulder region. The legs are holding us up, right? But the upper body is really, it's pretty relaxed. It's pretty at ease here. And we'll tuck the tailbone and come up vertebrae by vertebrae into a high arch. Link the thumbs with a shimmy. Let's press the hips forward and shimmy the shoulders. And coming down through heart center. Steady heart, steady breath. Check your Tadasana. Head over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Now hips are over knees and knees are over ankles. Feet parallel. We're going to come towards the front of the mat, toes forward, heels back. I'm going to sit back in my chair pose. So my knees are going to go in the direction of my toes. My hands at heart center for now. And then let's kind of extend them out long, see how that feels. Maybe lift them up towards the sky. And in your chair pose, checking the soles of the feet, where's the weight? And can I lift the toes up off the earth? Bringing the hands back down to heart center. I'm going to stay low. I'm going to pour the weight over onto my right foot and just lift the left up and back down. Switch it over, pour the weight onto the left, lift the right up and back down. Okay, bring the left elbow over to the right knee, big twist here, and lift the left. Hold. This time reach the left toes back and trust that you'll make it into a lunge. So now we're in actually the revolved twist. Coming up now, come on up into lunge. Okay, let's bend the left knee so that we can tuck the tailbone and get the lower back really lined up, and then lengthen. Keep that tucked tailbone. Lengthen the back leg and hold here. Inhale the arms up high to the sky. Bring the elbows down, lift the heart. That breath should actually probably be reversed. So inhale here. Exhale, bring the arms up. Repeat, inhale, lift the heart as the elbows come down into goalpost. One more, inhale. And exhale back up. Palms come together behind. Weave the fingers, lift the heart one more time, and then lengthen from the heel to the top of the head. Hold here. And step up onto the right foot, warrior three. Finding your pose. You don't need to be perfectly parallel with the earth. Just finding what works for you here. Bring that left knee all the way through. Give it a hug. And release it down to the earth and just take a moment to shake it out and prepare for the second side. Starting back with the chair pose. My feet again are in line. Toes forward, heels back. Let's sit back. This time, okay, bring your hands to the heart again, because this I feel like might be beneficial to have my hands lower in here. And I'm going to, instead of lifting the toes, I'm going to see if I can rock onto my tippy toes and hold here for a moment. Lowering back down. Keeping the chair pose, lift the right leg. And release. Over, shifts over to the right side, lift the left leg. And release. Right elbow to left thigh. Look up over the left shoulder, big twist. Lift again the right foot. And hover your way back. Ardha Parthasana. And opening up into the high lunge. Check the tailbone. We're going to bend the right knee. Tuck the tailbone under, keep that tuck as you lift the right leg back up. On an inhale, elbows come down, lift the heart. Exhale, bring them back up. Twice more. Last one. Clasping the hands behind the back. Inhale, lift the heart. And reach long tailbone to the top of the head. Hold for a moment. And we'll step up onto that left foot. Toppling tree. Keep the hips square. Remember, find your space. No good, no bad, just what is. Bring that right knee all the way through. Give it a hug. And release down. Shake it out just a bit. Offer some gratitude to ourselves for being here, for going through the work, going through the poses. Okay, from Tadasana, we'll inhale up and back again, high arch. Exhale, release on into the forward fold. Lower, bending the knees to protect the lower back. Let's weave the fingers together behind the base of the skull. Just add on a little weight there to really encourage the neck and shoulders to release. Letting go in the hands. I'm going to walk or hop back to plank. Okay, let's shift the weight forward so the shoulders are right over the wrists and hold for a breath. Lower down the knees. Lower down the heart and chin. 8 points pose. Sliding forward and up into cobra, pressing palms under the shoulders. And let's reverse, tuck the toes, we'll press back into dog. Dolphin pose. I'm holding the hips where they are. I'm going to lower down the forearms. If you have a forearm balance, go ahead. Otherwise, we're just kind of moving around. Kind of like when we're in dog, we're just moving to find what works. If you want to open the shoulders a bit, you can rock forward and back. And let everybody lower down the knees, sit back in the heels. Bring the arms by the side and release into child's pose. coming up to sit in the heels. Let's do a shoulder stretch. If sitting in the heels doesn't work for you, remember that's fine. Just sort of switch it up, whatever you need. Pat the back with the right and grab the elbow. Hold here or clasp the fingers. Release that side. And let's switch. Same thing, shoulder stretch. And release. Roll over. Let's bring the legs out long in front. Okay, I'm going to bring my right leg over my left, and I'm going to try and get my knees to stack one on top of the other. And that might take a little bit of shifting around. And this is it. You can stay here in this half Gomukhasana, or you can tuck the left foot as well and get into the full eagle legs, seated eagle legs. You might just hold here. Inhale, reach up high with the top of the head. If you feel like it's available, you might fold over. Just an idea. Listen to your body and your physical needs. Bring yourself back up. If you have the lower leg extended, just go ahead and take the right leg back and switch. If you're in the full Gomukhasana, we're going to lift up and rotate to the left. So all the way around, and we'll spin around until we land down on the other side. So if you're in the first iteration, you've got your right leg still long and your knees stacked. And if you are doing the full, you're kind of sitting in between the heels here on the other side. Again, check in with your body. Maybe just lengthening tall is exactly where you need to be right now. Or maybe you'd like to extend into the fold a little bit. Finding your way back up wherever you are this time. Let's lengthen the legs out to the front and maybe give them a little shake side to side or bounce in the knees up and down. And if you're not already on the mat lengthwise, let's go ahead back there. And I'm going to scoop into a Navasana. So I'm going to lift up shins to be parallel with the earth. Maybe I'm stable enough. I'm going to reach my arms out long. And we're going to go down and back 3 times. So let's release part way down, not quite all the way to the earth, and come back up. Again. One more time. And back up. Inhale, high, tall with the spine. Heels come down. Exhale, release forward into seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Find your stretch here. Inhale, lifts back up. And once again, Navasana. Same thing. Extending the arms if you have that available. And we're going to lower down and up. Twice more. Down and up. One more. Down and up. And this time, inhale up high. We'll bring the soles of the feet together and fold here. So folding might not mean folding. It might just mean lengthening high to the sky. But if you have some space, you can reach the top of the head across the room. Brings us back up. Let's do one more seated twist before we before we recline down. I'm going to take my right over my left and lengthen through the spine. I've got energy still through my left toes. Right hand goes back, like that's going to help you lift up high. Inhale. Exhale, elbow comes across, or give the knee a hug. Or if you've got a bind, you could sneak the left hand under and wrap the right around. Lots of options. Look over your right shoulder and hold. And release that side. Counter stretch to the second, to the left. And maybe give that right knee a little hug. And we'll switch. Left foot crosses over right. Lengthen through the spine. Left hand goes back. Inhale, tall. Exhale, find your twist, whatever that means for you on this side. Return to center. Maybe twist to the right just to counter that out. Lengthening the left leg and finding your way down into your Shavasana pose. Long spine, nose up towards the ceiling ideally. letting the toes fall open, letting the arms go along by the sides. And staying here in this released pose for a few minutes. I'm going to come up to sit for the guided portion of Shavasana, but you stay right where you are. Letting the whole body sink into the mat. Letting the toes and feet release, the ankles, shins, and calves. Letting the knees and thighs release, the seat and hips. The lower back, the middle and the upper back. Letting go in the fingers and hands. Release in the wrists, the forearms, elbows, and upper arms. Across the heart and chest. The neck, the throat, the jaw. The mouth releases. Nose, eyes, forehead, back of the head, all the way to the top of the head. Imagine here with the body so released and at ease on the earth. You could lift up and out of the physical form and watch as an observer. Unattached, but still aware. Bringing awareness back inside the body, noticing the rhythm of the heart and the breath by feeling it. And starting to move in the fingers and toes, maybe gently rocking the head, heels. As you're ready, stretch, yawn, roll if you need to, and find your way back to Sukhasana, tall seat. And we'll close with the words for peace. Again, letting the vibration now be our closing, our cool down. Much like the Om at the beginning was our warm up and our stimulation for movement in the blood and nervous system. Now we're going to cool down with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Slow breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you so much for joining me for class today. If you enjoyed this lesson, please like and subscribe below. It really means a lot to me, and it really helps with keeping this whole Yoga Jadra project going.